What's up, everybody? My name is BBPS3 Gamer, as my awesome desktop background suggests, and today I'm going to be showing you a little bit of how I make my videos. And today we're specifically going to be talking about the GTA 4 multiplayer Insanity series that I have going on. And if you want to check out one of these videos, I'll have the link to the latest one in the description. But for right now, I'm just going to tell you what they are about. Basically, it's just me and my friends, recording our voices, playing the game, having a good time online, and we just record some of the craziest stuff that happens, and I kind of mash it all together in a video. It's super simple, but entertaining nonetheless. So I'm going to show you guys how I record my voice, edit, and then also some render settings afterwards, so that you guys can hopefully make your own using Sony Vegas. And I'm going to be using a Hauppauge HD PVR, but you can use whatever you want. Dazzle EasyCap HD PVR like me, or even a Blackmagic Intensity. They all work beautifully. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to want to do here is open up an audio recording program. I like to use Audacity. It's free and it works amazingly, so you can't go wrong there. You're going to click whatever microphone you want to use here, preferably a USB one just because they're better, but you can also use one through the mic input on your laptop/computer. So the next thing you're going to want to do is open up your capture program, which I already have up, and I kind of like to use the menu screen of GTA as kind of an indicator, just to show you that I'm playing GTA here. I like to use the menu screen, but first keep in mind that the capture program I'm using actually delays the video for some reason, like a second and a half. So what you're seeing right now is not actually what's going on my screen. It's a little bit delayed, so it might sound a little bit weird, but hopefully you get the gist of what I'm trying to tell you. But basically, like I said, I use the menu screen. Start over on map, and then what I like to do is count down 3, 2, 1, and then I snap my fingers. And at the same exact moment that I snap my fingers, I like to move over to brief, like that, and that just gives me an indicator on the waveform and the video to show how to set it up so that it fits nicely, and everything that was supposed to happen happened at the right time, especially with my voice. So let's do that really quick. Let's press capture here, and then we'll capture on the audio program like that, and go back to your capture program right here. And then what you're going to want to do is go 3, 2, 1, and there you go. And then you can just talk about whatever you want. I'll just run around, maybe steal somebody's car here, that'll make a great video. I recommend doing something more exciting just because it'll be a lot more exciting in the video and a lot more people will watch it than this. But just a little quick example here, jump out, and I think that's a pretty good video right there. So I'm going to stop that, and then we'll go back to the capture program, and we'll also stop it there. And then we can save it in Audacity by going to export, and then you can call it whatever you want. I'll call it capture test. There we go. Save that on my desktop. There you go. And now you can X out of that. You don't need that anymore. You don't have to save the changes since we already exported it. And then we can get rid of this as well because we don't need that anymore. Okay. Now let's say that you guys wanted to have your friends talk in the video as well. You have two ways of going about doing that. Number one would be having them talk on the game over mics or whatever, over PS3 or Xbox Live or whatever you guys play on nowadays, maybe PC. But I used to do that a lot. That was a lot of the videos from that previous or the latest GTA 4 multiplayer Insanity uses that. A couple of them use what I like to do now is use Skype, because the audio is a lot better, and it's actually a lot easier because then you don't have to go through in the menu of the game and change these settings for the audio. So basically, if you're talking with your friends on Skype, this is what you're going to do, okay? You're going to go to your call and then audio settings up there, and you're going to want to make sure your microphone is the one that you want to record with, okay? It's got to be the same. Well, it doesn't have to be the same one, but if you're using a headset like I like to do, the Turtle Beach, you can use the same one, which is great. So I always put it on Turtle Beach because then you can talk to them with that. And then the speaker is what you're going to want to do, because if you're using a Turtle Beach, it's going to go default to the speakers of the Turtle Beach. You're going to want to go to speaker, or whatever your computer is called. You just want it to be able to come out of the speakers of your computer, basically. So you're going to make sure that's on, and then you can click save. And now you can, okay, see, like if you're using Windows 7, you got this little speaker thing icon down here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to right click on that and go to recording devices. If you don't have Windows 7, there's other ways to do it. I'm just not really sure right now, but you're going to find the one that you want to record with. So in my case, it's the Turtle Beach. You're going to right click on that. You're going to go to properties. You're going to go to the listen tab, and you're going to check listen to this device and click OK. And OK again. And now if you right click on the little speaker icon again and go to open volume mixer, the Turtle Beach will be one of the volume sources. So what you can do basically is change the levels of that and change the levels of Skype until you get what you want. You might have to do a little bit of testing with that, but it's pretty simple really. And then what you're going to want to do is if you guys have like stereo mix installed or like virtual audio cable I use a lot, you can go into your capture program again, and you can choose that, and you can basically do the same thing that we did before with the 3-2-1 snap thing. So it's pretty simple. That way you can have your friends talk in the video as well. So yeah, that's pretty easy to record your voice. So now that we've got our audio and our video in the same area, we want to highlight both of them and drag them into Sony Vegas and drop them in this project media bin right there. And I was doing some previous editing, so you won't have these right here. So delete that. Okay, you don't have to delete that, but I did just so that this is what it looks like when you first open Vegas. And what you can do is you can take the video and you can drop it in there. Oops, I gotta move it over. Alright, so there we go. And then what you can do after that is, I like to make this a little bit bigger down here and limit the video size a little bit, but now you can take the capture test, the audio of your voice, and drop that below the audio of that. And what you can do is try and find the points where you snapped your fingers. In my case, it's right there. So I'm going to drag out all this useless stuff that I don't need right now. Still could drag out a lot right there. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see this better. And there we go. So now we want to find the exact point in time on the video when I switched over to the brief section. And it looks like it's right about there. So what you want to do then is take the snap of your fingers. You might want to make this full screen so you can see us a little bit better, and you want to move the snap of your fingers over so it matches the line right there. So now your audio is perfectly in sync, which is great, and you can shorten up however you need. So I'm going to edit this a little bit real quick. This is actually a different clip than before, but there you go. And then you can slide that over to as much as you want, as much as you need. And then I'm actually going to get rid of the menu in the beginning altogether while keeping the audio in sync. There we go. You can drag all that over. You don't need that much. And then what you can do is you can take all these and move them to the beginning. Now what I like to do here is kind of fade some stuff in and out. At least if it's the beginning clip. I always like to do the audio a little bit too. So there you have it. You can fade everything in and out a little bit there. That looks pretty good. Good, decently edited video. So now this is the cool part about Sony Vegas. This is what I really like. A very good feature that they made. You can save it as, and you can put it on your desktop or wherever. You could call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it capture again. How original. And I'm going to save that there. And then what you can do is you can open a new project here. This is what I use, 1280 by 720, 29.97 for the frame rate, and all this other stuff doesn't really matter. It just depends on how good you want the quality to look, and you click OK. And then what you can do is you can take the Vegas file that you saved, and you can drag that back into Vegas and put it on there, like so. And what that does is it puts that what you just set up in there, and now as you can see it only has one audio thing, so it kind of like limits it a little bit, and that way if you move this around, nothing can ever get out of sync. See what I mean? So that's a really nice feature of Vegas. Alright, so now that we got this going, I'm going to take another clip that I have and also drag that one in there. Let that load up, and then I can drag that down there, and there we have it. This one actually already has the audio in it because I used a mixer for this one, but I'm just showing you kind of what I like to do. Now, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that when you had the audio from the game and then your voice audio, you can move these sliders around and kind of adjust the levels that you want, and you have to make sure that you do that before you save the file and then drag the file back into Vegas in a new project, just so that you can make sure that's the way you want it, because right now it's a little bit different. And another thing that I like to do is if like one clip is a lot louder than the other, you can take the audio from that clip and drag it down a level, and then you can have your own adjustments right there, which is really nice. So to make this a good, decent video, I would put my intro in, but right now I'm not going to do that just for tutorial purposes. So depending on the clip, what I like to do is this one is already all rendered out and everything. This one's all good, but this one here is what we have to deal with. So what you want to do is, I'm going to put this a little bit bigger so you can see a little bit better. You want to right click on the video portion, go to properties, and disable the resample. What that's going to do is like Sony Vegas automatically puts some kind of like motion blur in it, and for HD PVR videos and gaming videos in general, it just looks really bad, so you want to get rid of that altogether. Then see right here, there's that little square on the end of your video. The HD PVR has these lines that kind of are like default on all the videos that it records. So what you can do is you can click on that, and that will bring you to the crop area. And I have a preset for this. If you have an HD PVR, you want the width to be at 1270 and the height to be at 714. That's what works best for me. You may find other stuff that works for you, but if you don't like it, you can just kind of drag it around and make your own use out of it. So that's really nice. But I'm going to go back to my preset, and then you can just X out of that and it'll save it right there. So what you can do now, actually this one does have that problem, I didn't realize that. So we can right click and go to properties and disable the resample, and then go over to the square thing here and the crop tool it's called actually, and then I'm going to drop down to my new preset and click X out of that, and we are ready to go. So we're going to pretend that we are done with all of that, and yes, okay, just making sure. We're going to pretend that we're done with all of that. This one looks decently color corrected already. So as you guys can see, this video over here that I just recorded today looks a little blah. It's a little bland and everything. So what I like to do is I like to go to the video effects, and I like to go down here and go to sharpen. And what you're going to do is, I have a preset for this. You're going to drag any one of these on there, but you're going to change the amount to 0.000. Now that might sound weird at first, but what did I just do? It actually sharpens it a little bit. So once you do that, you can X out of it. Alright, there we go. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is go to brightness and contrast. I actually have presets for this, and depending on the video and the game, these changes might alter a little bit. So whatever you think looks the best for your specific thing. I like to use this preset, which actually looks really good. The brightness is at hold on here, I can't stand this being on there. Well, I don't know how to get it off. Alright, so anyways, the brightness is at 0.00, just keep that the same. The contrast is at 0.07, and the contrast center is at 0.5. So that leaves a pretty nice little deal on that video. Like, it looks good. And even if you don't like it, you can save that as your own preset and drag that in again if it's a little bit too light still. I actually kind of like that better right there now. So if you feel that the colors aren't as good as they should be, what you can go do is go down to saturation, adjust, I also have presets for this, and I like to play around with them a little bit. This changed a little bit. This one is a little bit too intense. I'm going to go back to this one. Oops. Sorry. Make sure that if you don't like it, you press the undo button first, otherwise it'll just go nuts. Yeah, so I like this one a lot better. The amount is at 1.0 and the center is at 0.382. The spread is at 0.238. The low is at 0.282. The high is at 0.348. And just so you guys know, an easier way of doing this than trying to listen to my voice telling you what to do is just to make this video full screen and kind of look at it for yourself and duplicate that in your own program. So there you have that. I'm going to X out of that. And this video is all edited out pretty nicely now. And what I like to do next is obviously just fade out the end of this one like I told you before. Oops, there we go. And also, if this slider is too much for you down here, the audio slider there, if you want some more fine-tuned adjustments, make it to whatever is close, and then what you can do is you can click the top of the audio and you can drag this little thing down right there, and what that'll do is it's like a kind of like a fine-tune adjustment. So you can do that as well if you haven't gotten the definitive audio that you're looking for. So yes. And now the last thing that we have left to do is to render it out and make sure that everything is all good with it. So go down to File and then Render As. I did that a little bit quick there. What I like to do is use the Sony AVC MP4 MT2S and AVC. That works the best for YouTube that I've found. And I also have a preset for this, but I'll show you guys what it is. The video format you're going to click on is AVC, and obviously you want to check include video because that would be bad if you didn't. And then go to 1280 by 720 unless you want to upscale it more or downscale it a little bit. That's all right too. Oops, what did I just? Okay, there we go. Profile, you want to have baseline. Entropy. Ooh, that's what I did. Hold on. All right, there we go. Entropy coding, you want to have CAVLC. It just works a little bit better than CABAC that I found. The frame rate, you can either make 59.94 because that's what it's native in, or you can go down to 29.97 just because YouTube's going to downgrade it to that anyway. But for some reason, when you do 59.94, at least when you have an HD PVR, it makes it look a little bit nicer on YouTube for some reason. And then field order, you want to do none, and pixel aspect ratio is 1.0. Bit rate is at at least on mine, it's at 768,000. It doesn't really matter that much. I like this one a lot for some odd reason. I think that it works pretty good. Audio, you're going to go to AAC, and the sample rate you're going to set at 48,000. You can go higher or lower depending on your needs and video size that you want. And you can do the same with the bit rate. I like to go at 192,000, and stereo is always good. And now this is the most important part. Make sure that it's set to MP4 and then go to the project tab and click on best, because sometimes when you first get it, it's at preview or good or one of those two, and it ends up looking really bad. So you're going to click OK. You can call it whatever you want, save it where you want. I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I'm going to call it SDF, how original, and I'm going to click save, and that's going to start rendering out. And keep in mind that this will probably take an hour or more depending on how long it is. Usually a 10-minute video takes me at least 2.5 hours, which kind of sucks, but that's my computer for you. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to cancel this because I don't need to make that video, and I'm hoping to make some more tutorials in the future. So if you guys have some suggestions for me or stuff that you want me to make, please leave a comment, leave a like, maybe favorite it, and follow me on Twitter. It's Twitter, or no, I don't even know how to talk on Twitter. It's at BBPS3Gamer, and my YouTube channel, obviously, BBPS3Gamer. Go check out some videos. All the links to the GTA videos that I use in this will be in the description. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.